What's that?
My booster.
Look at you go.
That's right. Gotta walk the walk, right?
And good afternoon and welcome to Straight Talk. This is the Drive at 5 show. Catherine Tyson, your host. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It is Wednesday. That is Wellness Wednesday for all of you that are looking on your calendar and wondering when will this week end? Just started. It feels like it just started, but it actually didn't. And it is hump day. So if you're looking about hump, the hump day to get over the hump, here we are. And we're going to be sailing into the weekend soon, soon, soon. I know I talk about the weekend a lot. I'm at the weekend point in my life right now. I'm just like, where's the weekend? Come on. Wellness Wednesdays. What do we do on Wednesday? We talk about your health. We talk about, taking care of yourself. We talk about your mind health and your body health and your spirit, soul health, all that stuff, emotional health. And it's so important. I wanted to read this little thing before I got started today. Me, hey God, God, hello, my love. Me, I'm falling apart. Can you put me back together? God, I would rather not. Me, why? God, because you aren't a puzzle. Me, what about all the pieces of my life that are falling down onto the ground? God, let them stay there for a while. They fell off for a reason. Take some time and decide if you need any of those pieces back. Me, you don't understand. I'm breaking down. God, no, you don't understand. You are breaking through. What you're feeling are just growing pains. You're shedding the things and the people in your life that are holding you back. You aren't falling apart. You're falling into place. Relax. Take some deep breaths. And allow those things you don't need anymore to fall off of you. Quit holding on to the pieces that don't fit you anymore. Let them fall off. Let them go. Me. Once I start doing that, what will be left of me? God. Only the very best pieces of you. Me. I'm scared of changing. God. I keep telling you, you aren't changing. You are becoming. Me. Becoming who? God. Becoming who I created you to be. A person of light and love and charity and hope and courage and joy and mercy and grace and compassion. I made you for more than the shallow pieces you have decided to adorn yourself with, that you cling to with great, such greed and fear. Let those things fall off of you. I love you. Don't change. Become, become, become. Become who I made you to be. I'm going to keep telling you this until you remember it. Me. There goes another piece. Yep. God, let it be. Me. So I'm not broken? God, no, but you are breaking like the dawn. It's a new day. Become, become. Author John Rodell, artist Hen Kim. I thought that was beautiful. Because a lot of times, when we're going through things, and we're always going through things, it's called life. It ebbs and it flows, and there are over the top doing cartwheels day that you just can't believe you're this lucky to be this happy. And then there's a down in the doldrums and you're, waddling in something, and it's life. But it's all a part of the journey. So we have to embrace it all, and we have to appreciate it all, and we have to be thankful. And I say that a lot, stay thankful, because when I say it, I'm believing it too. I'm struggling just like everybody else. And in the times that we're in, we need to keep encouraged and stay encouraging each other, right? So that is my little message to you this Wellness Wednesday. And yeah, that's what we're doing. So today we're talking about our health. I have in the studio with me, I'm always happy to be joined by someone to come in and chat a little bit about stuff. Today I have Miss Jennifer Weber, who's with the Cancer Society. Good afternoon, Miss
Good
Jennifer.
afternoon. Thanks for having me.
I got your name right this
That's
time.
right.
Okay, there you go. So, how are you this afternoon? I know all things cancer, of course,
Yeah.
and you're the happiest person that I generally, interact with. Like whenever I interact with you, it's always a happy time. It's like a party with Jennifer.
That's so funny that you say that. I appreciate that very much. One of my board members, Miss Hope Stevenson,
Okay.
just told me, I'm listening. Make sure when you go on Star 92.7, you know that I'm listening. And whenever Miss Hope calls, she always says, oh, is there a party going on over there? Because she says we always sound so happy.
Yes, of course. And a funny story about Miss Hope Stevenson. I call her Sister Hope.
Oh, uh-huh.
I know her as Sister Hope, and I can tell you a funny story. If she's listening, she will remember. She used to teach. She was a teacher
Right?
at Truth for Youth School,
Uh-huh.
and I believe I was in the second grade. And Santa came to the school and took a photo of a few of us kids, and we were in the newspaper. And I don't know if it was called the Cayman. I don't know what it was called, and I don't want to even, make a mistake. But she cut out that photo of me and sent it to my mom in New York. My mom was living in New York, so my mom got this picture of me from a clipping from the newspaper with my hair flying in the wind. Oh. She was like, "Oh my child, I'm gonna pull her hair." That's all my mom saw. My mom was like devastated because she's in New York and her little girl is here in the newspaper smiling the biggest, pearliest white smile, saying, "I want a walking, talking dolly for Christmas." And she got that. And of course, I got that doll that walked and talked that Christmas.
So nice. Yes. Well, that sounds like Miss Hope.
Yes,
that certainly does. She's a thoughtful person.
So she's known me almost all of my life, and she has been, just everything.
Well, I can tell you, I have a bit of trivia about Miss Hope. This has become the Miss Hope show, but she, Miss Hope Stevenson, is the one board member who we have had for 26 years.
Oh wow!
Miss Hope was involved with the Cayman Islands Cancer Society before it was even the Cayman Islands Cancer Society. She's been a board member for 26 years, but she was with the group that existed before it officially became the Cayman Islands Cancer Society. All that, she's only, 28?
Yeah,
so,
I know. I think she's about 30.
Yeah.
I think she had her 30th this year. But her mom also was she was an amazing musician and taught me voice lessons.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So, Sister Hope, if you're listening, I hope you call me sometime too, because she used to call me when I was over at the other radio station. She used to call in quite a bit. She's lovely. She's amazing. And, we need more people like that.
Absolutely.
Makes our job that much easier. And she's really kind of set the stage. People like Miss Hope has set the stage so much for community work, for the type of work that you do, for the type of work that I do, the kind of work that I ended up in my life. Somebody kind of looking about me and saying, "I'm going to send this photo to her mom in New York," and and just being able to work with families and stuff like that. And really teachers that come out of the classroom too and just, take care of you.
Right.
Yeah. So that's awesome. So thank you for bringing Miss Hope up. You just took me down memory lane for a second there. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's every day's great. It's a busy time at the Cancer Society. There's never a time that isn't busy.
Yeah.
Before COVID, times were not easy for the people that we exist to serve. Times were hard. People would come to us and say they don't have enough insurance, they don't have enough income, and they've been diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
Unfortunately, since COVID, people now come to us and say, "I have cancer and I don't have any insurance and I don't have any income."
Oh, wow.
So we didn't know that those days were the good old days.
You see?
But they were hard.
Wow, right.
But times have gotten harder, but fortunately the Cancer Society is there to help. We're lucky that we've been able to sort of weather the storm of all of this COVID time. And because we're an organization that's been around for a long time, we have some stability, thanks to good board members like Ms. Hope, who've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And we're able to still meet the needs of the community when they come knocking on the door.
Yeah. All right. So can you explain a little bit before we go on to some of the things you came to talk about, the difference, so we're not confused, right? The difference between the Cayman Islands Cancer Society and what's the other name again?
Okay, so I'm Jennifer from the Cayman Islands Cancer Society.
There's not another Jennifer somewhere else.
Well, no.
That would just be ridiculous.
There used to be another Jennifer at hospice.
Okay.
But she's not there anymore, and so there's no confusion there. But a lot of people do mix up the Cayman Islands Cancer Society hospice, which is actually called Jasmine now.
Right.
And the Breast Cancer Foundation and the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens.
Okay.
I think they see a lot of pink, or they hear people who need help, and everything gets mixed up together.
Right.
But the Cayman Islands Cancer Society has been around for 26 years, founded in 1995.
Okay.
And what the Cancer Society does is basically we're all about all cancers.
Right.
So we help with education and awareness programs. We have vouchers, and we do primarily the big thing that we do is financial aid.
Okay.
So people come to us and they say, "I've been diagnosed with cancer. I can't afford it. Can you help?" We are need-based charity, which means that people have to fill out information and they have to disclose everything. Nobody likes to fill out forms, but it's required. And so if they qualify, which most people do, they qualify for financial assistance, then we can help them. Some people just need a little bit of help. One time they come to us and say, "Hey, I had a mammogram or I had an ultrasound and the doctor says I have to get a biopsy." It's going to cost X number of dollars. Can you help me with that? We do the financial aid process. They get approved for assistance. They get the biopsy, and guess what? Sometimes it comes back and it's not cancer.
Yay.
Hooray!
Right.
And so that's a one-time thing, done. Other times, people come to us and they need some diagnostic test help, and then it comes back and it's cancer, and that person might need help from us for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Sometimes cancer comes back at the 5-year mark, and they continue to be on our books. So I usually tell people that we're currently helping about 400 families.
Okay.
It might be
in
some
one way or the other.
Well, it might be people who have been on our books for many years in a row. It might be new people.
Yeah.
But it's all kinds of cancer. So that's us financially.
Okay.
And then hospice takes care of people. I think their slogan is "We're all about life." And hospice helps the Cancer Society because, unfortunately, sometimes people who have cancer get to the point where they're at the end of their life and they need assistance from hospice. And thank goodness they're there. They're a wonderful organization. But it's not only people with cancer. They help all kinds of people who are bedbound and who are at the end stages of their life.
And they were in on Monday, so listeners would have been familiar.
So they're good. Yeah. And then there's the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. The Lions Club of Tropical Gardens is a Lions Club group, and they're a community service organization.
Right.
And for the month of October, everything goes pink for them.
Right.
You know, they do lots of different kinds of things through the year, but they focus on cancer in October.
Okay.
And the reason why they do that is because they had a member, Brenda Tibbetts-Lund, who a long time ago had cancer and passed away. And so that became their focal mission, to make sure that they provided education and awareness. They are the original OGs of education and awareness for breast cancer in the Cayman Islands. So we all owe a lot to them. And then there's the Breast Cancer Foundation. The Breast Cancer Foundation, I think, has been around for maybe 12 years now. And the Breast Cancer Foundation is an organization that is housed at Hurley's, up by Hurley's. I couldn't work there because it's next to the pizza place, and I would smell pizza all day and I would want to eat. But they're in Hurley's. They're by Hurley's at what's it called?
Papa John's.
No, it's the plaza called.
No, I'm thinking of pizza right now.
What's
Grand Harbor?
Grand Harbor.
Stop it, because I was only thinking of pizza.
So they're at Grand Harbor, and they have a great team there, lovely ladies, and they're doing all kinds of good things, including providing vouchers for women to get mammograms and ultrasounds. They provide wigs to ladies when their hair falls out, if they've had chemo that makes them lose their hair. They also do prosthetic breasts and bras for women who have had mastectomies. So they're all about specifically breast cancer. And they do lots of support programs and stuff for that.
So, you know, in just hearing all of that, I just wanted to ask this. This is quite an obvious question. You know, when you hear of you really broke it down nicely for all three kind of organizations. But it sounds as if some of their things overlap quite a bit.
Yes.
And so how is that kind of determined? Because that was always my complaint as a government employee, that, you know, there's not enough communication with each agency that's doing the same thing. So that's what I just heard. Like, you know, how are you guys working to, you know, who services who, or who do they, you know what I mean?
I'm glad that you asked. Literally just before I left, somebody sent me a brochure, and it's a local company, and they wrote a brochure, and they included a little blurb about the Cancer Society and the Breast Cancer Foundation. And it was written well, but I could tell they blurred us together because they're not really sure where the lines are. And so the good thing for the community to understand is that we are not duplicating services. So I don't want people to feel like if they pay $1 to one organization, it's not being well utilized. So everybody's doing different things at different times in different ways and working supportively together. So, for example, I'm from the Cancer Society. And in October, this is the month when we really step back and promote what everyone else is doing in the community, which is really primarily the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. Because this is the time when they shine. It's October. It's their month. They have planned 12 or 15 different programs all around the community, one in each district, or two in each district. They do one in the morning, and then they do one in the evening, an education or an awareness program, to make sure that women have an opportunity, no matter where they live, to get the information that they need. They learn about self-breast checks. They can talk to somebody about some of those things. And if they qualify, they can get a voucher for a mammogram. Sometimes people refer to them as free vouchers. They're not free. There is no free lunch, just like everybody says.
Okay.
Somebody's paying for those. Everybody's paying for them.
Right.
But if you're somebody who can't afford to pay for it out of pocket, and you've already used your wellness benefit through your insurance,
Right.
then you can go and you can get a voucher, you can hear the talk, etc. So that's what the Lions Club does. And they're the ones who put out the big pink calendar every year. I have their calendar in front of me. The big one that we always talk about, we promote the one in Georgetown, which is the 28th of this month.
Okay.
So in Georgetown, that's the education and awareness meeting that's at the Lions Center.
Okay.
It's the biggest one, and it has the best snacks. That's important to me between 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And not all.
You always talk about the chicken wings. I remember from the last. It's just like the best chicken wings.
There's snacks. So so we talk about that for the men's cancer awareness, because we lure the men in with the chicken wings.
Okay.
Come for the chicken wings, stay for the PSA
I heard
test.
Chicken wings at some point. Yeah.
So
it's funny because I remember years ago someone was offended. This was many years ago. I was writing for the Compass those years. It was like 10 years or so. And someone was offended because I think like an expat said something like, if you have to provide good refreshments for the Caymanians to show up at the Cayman. A Caymanian person was so offended.
Oh.
And then a bunch of us were joking. We were like, yeah, they better have good refreshments. Like we thought it was funny. We were just like, I wasn't offended at all because you bet I'm going to come after work and you give me chips and dip. Like, no, don't play with me.
Yeah, I would feel the same way. I would have no shame in saying, are the snacks, is there something available?
Exactly, yeah. So I think that's funny. But you know what? I think it was like 10 or so years ago. I think we're at a different time. I do appreciate that if the chicken wings are on point, we're
free
coming.
Snacks are good snacks. So
and the information is great anyway. So, just making light of that, obviously.
Yeah,
and very serious.
And this meeting, the one at it's at the Lions Community Center. That's known as the Georgetown Awareness Meeting, and it's the big one.
Okay.
People always call it the big one. And it'll have 200 women there who come, and the Lions Club does such a great job. They do raffle prizes, they make it fun, and they have giveaways from the sponsors. And this is the one where they have a doctor. Not all of them have doctors, but they're going to have Dr. Sanjay Avashti, who is the brand new oncologist at Doctors Hospital. So if people are thinking, oh, that sounds like an Indian name, it is, but not at Health City. That's the new oncologist who's at Doctors Hospital. He's going to be there giving a talk, and it'll be a nice chance to meet him. And when the doctors hang around afterwards, that's a great chance for people to go up and ask a question. Hey, I heard that if I wear deodorant, it's going to give me breast cancer. Is that true? Oh, I heard if I wear an underwire bra, it's going to give me cancer. Is that true? You can ask those questions that you might not want to pay for a doctor's appointment to ask, but you'd like to get the real scoop from a real doctor about whether or not it's true. So that's at 7:00, and it's free.
What's it called again?
It is that is the event that's put on by the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens, and it is the Georgetown Awareness Meeting for Breast Cancer.
So
28th, 7 p.m. Come, bring your friends.
All right. So that's in the evening, right?
7 p.m. That's right. And if somebody wants to get more information about other events that the Lions Club has available, and they're doing these all throughout the month, and they're in every single district. If you work during the day and you can only come at night, they have programs for you. And if you work at night, you can only come during the day. They have those too. I'll give you a telephone number. This is for the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. Their telephone number is 936-1739. And I'll say it again, 936-1739. And I want everyone to keep in mind that these people are volunteers. They have their own real job. And so if you call and nobody answers the phone, give them a break and call back another time so you can get the information. Yeah, and they have their Lion's Den where you can go and get information. I would recommend you call before you just show up there. But the Lion's Den is between by the airport, between Mango Tree and the Napa store.
It's in front of Mango Tree.
There you go.
That's where it is. Like if you're turning in to Mango Tree, it's right there on the front. Because whenever I'm just saying,
that's the one.
It's Mango Tree. Hey, so So I saw it the other day and I was like, I've never gone in. So I want to go in. I want to see if it actually looks like a lion's den. What does a lion's den look like?
It looks like a bunch of ladies wearing shiny vests, and they do a lot of cheers that go roar, roar. So,
all right.
But they're doing great work, so we applaud their efforts.
Good stuff. So that's the big one that's coming up. And I'm sure they have other things. Well, right now it's the 20th, so we would be like halfway through this month here.
Right.
Yeah.
So actually, tomorrow night so Thursday night is the Bawden Town Awareness Meeting, and that will take place at 7 o'clock at Webster Memorial Church.
Okay.
Then on Monday is the Georgetown General Practice Clinic on the 25th. Now that's the one that's in the morning, so that's from 10 till 12.
Okay.
So if getting to town is easier for you, go to town, go to the GP clinic, and it's usually a pretty popular one, so it gets crowded. So come,
Right.
maybe pack a little snack in your bag. There's the snacks again.
Right.
But come and you can hear information and you can get your voucher
And
there.
that's
on the
at
25th
the
Monday
actual
at
clinic.
GP clinic.
Okay.
Yeah. At Georgetown Hospital.
Cool.
And then
All
the 28th is the big Georgetown Awareness Meeting at the Lions Center at 7 o'clock. The 29th, the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens is asking everyone to wear pink. That's their dress down day.
All right, for Friday.
Right, Friday, the 29th. So to wear your pink, donate your money, and then make sure that money gets to the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens.
All right. And do you know how they do? Just go look on their website. Probably,
Yeah,
right?
and they're and again, you can look them up or you can give them a call at 936-1739, Lions Club of Tropical Gardens.
All right.
And follow them on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Everybody has an Instagram
Mhm.
now. Yeah. Let's check that out. Good stuff. All right. So 936-1739. That's for the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens.
Right.
And 29th of October, wear pink. Go on their website and find out how you can do that. To contribute towards the cause.
Mm-hmm. And the money that they get, then they use that money to buy mammogram vouchers for the next year. They also help in other ways that I think the community may not really realize until they're in a position where they need it. One of the things that the Lions Club does is you can fill out an application if you're traveling overseas for breast cancer related reasons. And one thing that the Cancer Society doesn't do is we do not provide cash. We buy plane tickets, we pay for hotels, we pay for medical treatments, we do those things, but we don't give cash. But you know who does? The Lions Club of Tropical Gardens.
Okay.
And so if you need a little bit of money for taxi and food while you're overseas,
Right.
that's something that they can help with.
Oh, wow. There you go. That's great information.
Uh-huh.
Jennifer, I never ever I never kind of come away from this idea that you're so filled with so much information that when you come off of work or when you turn off, like you just go silent. Like there's nothing left. Like you're just like filling up the tank for the next day. Because I just feel like you have all of this information. It's great. It's really good stuff. And you've been with the Cancer Society for how long now?
Almost 11 years, 10 and a half years.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's a lot of stuff I don't know anything about.
I know, but
But
you know
this stuff I know because I feel really passionately about it. And I feel like this community is so fortunate to have so many organizations who work really hard to support the community in every way they can.
Absolutely. Someone was talking to me about that one day. I believe it might have been a few of the doctors from Health City, and they were just talking about how different Cayman is compared to India, and how we are so fortunate to be in a society where everyone knows everyone, and so you're never alone in your struggle, whatever it is, and that there's so much resources that are available. Sometimes, like you said, duplicate, type of services for the same thing. And so you're never kind of like just out there on your own and can't reach or, can't be reached and you can't get the help that you need. Where in India, just getting to the hospital, like if you live in the rural areas, it's like, it's a whole day. It's like, just even thinking, how do I get, how do I actually travel to the hospital and then get back home? It's not, so when people talk about East End is so far, that's what they were saying. Like, listen, you guys are so fortunate in your community. This is a rich country, really. Right. And I think just even, as a local person, just kind of embracing that and being thankful for that, because it's true, Yeah. I mean, there's lots wrong. Don't get me wrong. There's lots wrong everywhere. But just being thankful of those sorts of things, and especially for something like this where you do have the support, if you need that support, I think that's amazing. And the community funds it, right? Basically, by the generosity of the community.
Yeah, so like the Cayman Islands Cancer Society does not receive any money from government. And people often feel like we're a government agency. We are not. We don't receive funding from government.
No grants?
No.
Anything? Why?
No. We're fortunate that we're able to stand on our own. We've been fundraising a lot. Turn your pockets inside out before you leave.
Yeah,
nobody ever meets me without without going, okay, here's some money.
Okay.
But
no problem there.
Yeah. So we don't receive money from government, and that's okay because government has a lot of things to fund, and so we're able to stand alone. So we do.
Wow.
And the same with the Lions Club. The Lions Club, they're fundraising all year long so that they can help the community during the month of October. Yeah. Breast Cancer Foundation, they're the ones who do the pink gala at the Ritz.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so that's one of their big fundraisers. That's where they get the money so that they can turn around and have the funds they need to help others throughout the year.
Right.
So yeah, everybody's raising their own money, and it's the community that supports. Somebody might give 25 cents. I always say that every donation makes a difference. 25 cents buys the stamp that we put on the Get Well card that we can send to someone. That is incredibly meaningful to the person who receives it. 25,000 is also incredibly meaningful because that helps pay for lots of other things.
Right.
So whatever it is, it helps, and I know that the other organizations feel the same way as well.
Sounds good too, and I think that just because being a former civil servant or being a former government employee, I also know that when you do get funding from government, sometimes they have to be within certain parameters. So in this sense, it can kind of put my mind at ease or my listeners' mind at ease that when they come to you, they don't have to be worried about certain stipulations. You guys are able to, run from your board standpoint, right?
Exactly.
So you're available to help if that person is eligible, and not, it not be this kind of red tape situation that people might say, when I go to NAU, I got to go through this, I got to go through that, and it's not that way, which I think is good.
And I got to tell you, you mentioned NAU, and they get a lot of flack in the community, but I got to tell you,
they're amazing.
I'm their biggest fan.
Oh, they're amazing.
Because there isn't a week that goes by where I'm not going, hi, it's Jennifer from the Cancer Society. I have this patient, especially now, because for us at the Cancer Society, it's not about what we're supposed to do. It's if there is more that we can do for someone, we not only should, but we will.
Right.
And so if it's a Caymanian that comes in that's been diagnosed with cancer and they don't have a job and they don't have insurance, then we can help them gain access to government services that are available, like they need help with their rent, or they can get the Cineco indigent insurance through NAU and DCFS. Yeah. But that doesn't mean we're not helping them. We can help them in the ways the government can, that we're not duplicating services.
No, that's awesome.
And we certainly don't pay for things instead of the insurance. Sometimes people say, the insurance is a hassle. Would you just pay for it? And we explain, then we would be saving the insurance company money.
Right.
We're here to help you.
Yeah.
So we're happy to fight with the insurance company on your behalf. And I'm sure that all the insurance companies have a picture of me with a circle and a slash.
You're at the dark game.
Yes, exactly. So everyone knows, hi, it's Jennifer from Cayman Cancer Society. Yes, Miss Jen.
Yeah, what do you need?
Exactly. But we want to make sure that everybody who's supposed to pay for something pays for their portion of the pie. Right. So that the patient is taken care of, and if that's government and the insurance and the family and the Cancer Society and the Breast Cancer Foundation and everybody else, then the patient will be covered.
Miss Jennifer, you reek of social work.
I know. I know.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more. Just stay tuned. I am here on Wellness Wednesday with Miss Jennifer Weber from the Cayman Islands Cancer Society, and we're talking about that kind of wellness. And this month, obviously, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more.
Miss Hope is going to say, you're talking
And welcome back to Straight Talk. This is your Drive at 5 show. Catherine Tyson, your host. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It is Wellness Wednesday in the Straight Talk studio, and we are chatting with Ms. Jennifer Weber, who is from the Cayman Cancer Society. She is the operations manager. Actually, let's put some respect on her name, okay? Put a handle on her now. She's the operations manager, Jennifer Weber. I don't even have on my glasses, Ms. Jennifer. I hope that's what that says.
That's what it says.
But I know definitely, and you've been there 11 years. And right before the break, I was telling you how you reek of social work, because the reason that I did mention the NAU is because, yeah, they're awesome. They're completely, just like incredible, and they do so much, and they assist so many people, and, people just should be grateful and not kind of, look at negative stuff. But because it's government, they do have to go through certain things that people are not understanding or not happy with. Wherein with you, coming to your offices, it would be a little bit different, and
Right.
which is rightly so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we can sit down with people when I hand them the financial aid application. I say it's an 8-page application, and there's some heft to it.
Yeah.
It's both sides. There's a lot of paper, but we usually just say, if you would like to just talk to us, then we can sit here and fill it out for you, or you can take it home, fix a cup of tea, and sit down and do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to need to know everything.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of documents that you need to provide.
Of course.
But that's the way it has to be.
If you're going to get the assistance, it's
Right.
understandable because you have people to answer to as well.
Right. And so we have to make sure that we are doing right by the people who trust us.
Yes.
And we're helping the people who need it the most.
Absolutely.
And when people who come to us for help, they always say the same thing. People always say, I can't believe I'm here for help. I used to help the Cancer Society. Like, well,
that's forward.
Well, and that's what it is, right? And when I always say, when you helped, did you drop a few coins in the can because you felt like, oh, I might need this someday? No, you did it because you felt like it's going to help somebody.
Exactly.
So, with a gracious heart, you donated that, and
exactly.
It's here because people like you feel the same way, and they want it to go to help people.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you do have some sort of parameters, and you do have a due diligence because we've been burned a couple of times. It's been in the news many times where people were in very trusted positions and getting donations or handling people's money, and then they're gone. You haven't heard from them again, and it's been maybe about in the last 5 or so years, it might have been maybe up to 5 people that you've heard about that did stuff like that. So I think anyone kind of, knowing of those situations should appreciate that, oh, okay, that's why you do that.
Right.
We're not just trying to give you a hard time. We're just saying, hey, if we're going to really, raise money for this bona fide reason,
mm-hmm.
and then we're not really doing due diligence, and so we're not being good stewards of this money, it's not fair.
That's right.
Yeah, and someone else could be benefiting from it, mm-hmm. and instead now it's depleted, it's not there for that person who needs it. So any fair person should appreciate that.
Yeah, and we get very little pushback from people. Maybe in the beginning they come in and they're like, oh, but I want help yesterday. We can say, well, we can get you help tomorrow,
right?
If you just fill out the forms.
8 pages.
And we can do it. We can sit down and do it right now with you, or you can take it home. But we can't ask for assistance for you until everything's completed. So we're happy to help you, but we got to get it done.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And you have a great team. You said you have a board of what, 4 or 5 people?
So the Cancer Society board is 7 or 8 people right now. That's a board, and then for staff we currently have 4 people right now, and we're especially grateful that we have 2 staff members who speak other languages. We have someone who's originally from the Philippines, so she speaks Tagalog and English. And so when we have patients who come in and would prefer to speak in their native tongue, there's somebody there to help. And then we have another staff member who's relatively new. Her name is Charlene. We call her Shosho. Shosho can speak Spanish. And so that's really great because, imagine you're stressed out and you've just been diagnosed, and then you see all these papers. Right. It's just so much more comfortable to be able to speak your own language and feel like someone is understanding everything, and you don't have to try to figure out medical words and things like that. So it's really beneficial, and appreciate that.
Good stuff. What else do you have in your bag?
Well, in my other bag, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Breast Cancer Foundation, because the
Okay.
Breast Cancer Foundation, now that we talked first about the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens, now we're going to talk about the Breast Cancer Foundation, and there's some important stuff that's coming up for the Breast Cancer Foundation.
All right.
So one important announcement is that most people know that the Breast Cancer Foundation does their pink gala, and it's usually in October.
Right.
Well, there's this thing called COVID that's been going on. I don't know if you heard anything about it. And so, they rescheduled it, and now they've had to reschedule it again. So the Breast Cancer Foundation's Pink Gala at the Ritz has been rescheduled for January 22nd.
Okay.
So January 22nd at the Ritz, 8 p.m. to 11:30. The Ritz will be back open, looking fabulous. Everyone will be donning their pink, and I'm sure it'll be another fabulous event for them. That's their biggest fundraiser of the year.
Okay.
So of course, they not only want everybody to turn out and support them, but they need everybody to turn out and support them, so they can continue doing the good work that they do.
Exactly. Now, how can they get? How can someone get tickets to do that?
Now, for that, they usually sell out quite quickly, and I think that the tickets are something like $375 each,
Okay.
and a lot of the tables are corporate sponsors, but you can call the Breast Cancer Foundation.
Okay.
I'm scrambling here to look for their telephone number. It's 936-1135, 936-1135, or you can go to their website, and it's breastcancerfoundation.ky. And you can look up all of their details, and you can find out more about that event. And then there's actually an event that they have coming up that's new. They're doing, they just announced this as far as I know, but they're going to be doing a Christmas party, I can't remember the name of it. It's like Pink Christmas.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Nice.
And if you go on their website, you'll be able to find out more about that. And that's a new event, so I think people will be able to get tickets to that. And that's another thing that's going to help them, because they weren't able to do their gala before.
Okay, so they're going to be doing something for Christmas instead then.
Well, they're doing something for Christmas as an additional fundraiser,
Right.
And then when it gets to be January, they'll do the gala. But then again, 10 months later, they'll be doing another gala.
Yeah, they'll do two.
They'll do
galas
two in 2022.
Yeah, just because it rhymes.
Yes. So there might be extra opportunities for people to attend. So that's for the Breast Cancer Foundation, and I think they were supposed to be on the rush hour tonight.
Okay.
Actually, so there'll probably be something in the paper about them tomorrow. They send their regrets that they couldn't be here.
Okay, there you go. That's all right.
And you want to hear about something from the Cancer Society?
I mean, here.
So one thing that's going on for the Cancer Society right now is it's being put on by Energy Fitness Studio, Energy Pilates Cayman.
Okay.
And we have a cancer survivor named Colleen Brummer.
You're gonna get something right with your Cancer Society stuff.
So
you've reported it, everybody else accurate, perfect, and now you're stumbling over your stuff.
I know, and it's because Colleen Brummer is the breast cancer survivor. Her husband, Donovan Brummer, is my board member.
Okay.
So I started to mix their names.
Okay.
But that dynamic duo, every year they put on this amazing fundraiser. They call it Pilates in Pink.
Wow.
And they raise money by doing Pilates. They charge everybody $25. They do Pilates, and then all that money comes to our patient financial aid program that helps people with any kind of cancer. Now, because of COVID, they can't gather everybody together. I think the last time they did it, they had 350 people in a room.
Okay.
So can't do that anymore.
Right.
And so instead, they're doing a series of small events. And one thing that people can participate in, if they're not into Pilates and if they're not into doing some of these smaller classes that they have, they could just buy a raffle ticket. So if you are interested in buying a raffle ticket, they're calling it Pilates for Pink Raffle, and asking people to help them raise money for the Cayman Islands Cancer Society and get a chance to win amazing grand prizes of wellness. It's over $2,000 of prizes, and it's wonderful things like private training lessons and group Pilates classes and Pilates merchandise, nutrition packages, and lots of fabulous stuff from the Number 11 Spa. If you would like to buy tickets for that, you can stop by the Energy Fitness Studio, which is in the Brasserie. Okay. So, in Cricket Square, next to the Brasserie. Or you can call them at 946-6006. I'll say their telephone number again, 946-6006. And you can ask if you can buy a raffle ticket. It's one ticket for $10 and three for $25. and all of that money is going to come to us
Okay.
to
There you
help
go.
us. So
That's good.
that's a lot of help for us.
Well, that's funny because as you were, kind of getting the name kind of right, it just occurred to me like I was, I don't want to go to like the energy bar and looking for this stuff, and I just wonder why it happens all the time in Cayman that we use the same name for the different things. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing. I don't know. Like, and this is why we're confusing. Like, explain to us what you do versus what the foundation does and why you're not the foundation in the why come on.
And it's funny sometimes people come to me or they'll say, I support you guys, I come to your gala. That's not us.
No.
And I do that Brenda Tibbetts Lund walk. That's not us. And I always come to your event where you do the memorial stuff, where you light up these things, or your choir concert. All great events, none of which are us. But I'm glad, if people are supporting, if people are supporting an organization, that's great. Cats, dogs, people, whatever your jam is,
right?
That's great. Don't divert those dollars where you're already helping somebody.
Right.
But that's not us.
It's not us. Yeah, you don't want to take the credit if it's not yours to take, and you don't want to blame either.
Right. And at the end of January every year, that's when the Cancer Society, that's when we do our big fundraising event for the year, the one that we organize for ourselves. We do our Stride Against Cancer, which is that iconic T-shirt that everybody loves. It has the yellow triangle in the center with the purple stick figure. Okay. We've modified the logo slightly this year, so get excited about that. We will debut that as we get closer to January. But it's going to be another great event. Last year we had 2,000 people who turned up. We did staggered starts. It all worked out.
That's a walk?
Yeah, it's a walk or a run. Okay. And there's two different distances. You can do the super crazy 13-mile.
Right.
Walk or run, or you can do what's still really hard is a 6.5 mile walk or
Which
run.
one do you do?
Well, I'm working, Catherine,
no.
So that's always my line. I'm always working.
I mean, hey, I wish I could.
Drinking Gatorade.
For the tired walkers, I'm getting thirsty just watching you guys.
Yeah, and it is. It's a great event, but it is it's an effort. But people enjoy coming out to that. They do it as families. They do it as groups or friends. They write on the back of their Stride shirt where it says "I stride for," and then there's a line. They can put mommy on there, or they could put my friend Barbara, or whatever they want to do. And it's a good time, and it's something that people seem to really enjoy doing every year.
Yeah.
But that's our big thing, and that's when we want people to turn out and support us for sure. Sometimes people come to me and they say, "Oh, I heard you're doing your walk now at the beach." Different event. So the Cancer Society has been doing a walk for a long time. We've had the Stride logo for 15 or 18 years, and they were doing a walk before that as well. But did you know that if you go on Cayman Active, there is a walk or a run?
That's not a website, is it?
Yes. Oh, yes, it is. Cayman Active is a website, and it says all the active things that are going on in the community. And I went on there years ago and counted up. There were 48 walks or runs, and there's only 52 weekends in a year.
Yeah.
And so
48 different weekends.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep. And so plenty of opportunities to do walks and runs. So when people say, "Oh, I do that walk or that run," it could be any of them.
Done 48 exactly.
And if you want to do something, there's plenty of charities you can support. There's something going on almost every single weekend, but be sure to save some time, and that $25 for the Cancer Society the last Sunday of January.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking of another fundraiser that you could do. A T-shirt that says "That's not us." I'm not kidding. That's not us.
I'm just the type who would do that. Great organization. That's not us.
Yeah. Exactly. That could be $10.
Yeah. I like it.
Why not? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or at least a button.
It's cute. It's funny.
Yeah.
Because it really is good to differentiate and to also just talk about how you do connect, because you do connect.
Yeah, and we
same families, small place,
and we absolutely work with all the other organizations. Like we've talked a lot about the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens, the pink one that talk about breast cancer. But then there's after October, then we focus on the Lions Club of Grand Cayman, which is the blue one. That's how I differentiate them. There's the pink one and the blue one, the women's one and the men's one, although they have some mix of genders in each club.
Right.
But the men's group, the Lions Club of Grand Cayman, they focus on men's health, and they do that during the month of November.
Okay.
And so they had a member named Delano Hislop who passed away from colon cancer.
Right.
And so they decided, you know what, we're going to make this our mission, that Caribbean men are not going to fear the finger, and they are going to get tested for prostate cancer. They're not going to be afraid of getting colonoscopies. We're going to keep talking about it until people are no longer afraid. And so they do so much work for that. So we work with them. The Movember committee works with them. And we all pull together to make a great event, and the men turn up. Some for the chicken wings, some for the PSA test, but it doesn't matter if they come.
Some for both.
That's right.
And that's something I guess we'll talk about probably in November. But there's also, because I was in the newspaper, they're already talking about it.
Right.
And something to do with the beard, or there's something. What is that?
Okay. So that's the same thing. So in November. Everything turns to Movember, so N-O to M-O, in case I'm not enunciating properly enough on radio. But yeah, it's a chance for men to grow their mo, or their mustache, M-O-U-S-T-A-C-H-E, mustache. I've never heard of a mustache being referred to as a mo until I moved here.
No.
And I heard people talking like everybody must know about this before, except me. I'm the only one.
Have you heard the term? I was this year old when I found out.
Yes,
that's me right now. I've never heard it was
I
used to call it Movember.
Oh,
I thought it was like moving month.
Oh,
I was completely confused.
So I think so. Movember started because a guy named Tim Rossiter moved here from Australia.
Okay.
And apparently, Movember was a big thing where he came from, and so when he arrived here, he grew They do, and so he grew a mustache. He collected money from his friends, talked about men's health, and then went into the Cancer Society and said, "Hey, mate, probably, I'm here to donate some money, $200 or whatever it was." And that's how Movember started. He ended up becoming the chair of the Movember committee, and then all these years later, during the month of November, there are lots of events. And everything starts with Mo. There's the Mopening night.
Right.
There's the masquerade party at the end. There's the Movember Mopin golf tournament.
Okay.
There's Moga or Yoga, Movember Yoga, something like that.
Moga.
But they have lots of events throughout the month, and the whole focus is to get men to come out, have some fun, but also get some information on prostate, testicular, and colon cancer for men.
That's good, yeah, good.
And it really helps. And now they're also bringing in men's mental health awareness as well, which is an issue to try
let that be a thing.
Yeah, to try to reduce the stigma.
Let's make that cool. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, because a lot of men, they don't want to talk about their mental health. They're fine. They're not fine.
Right.
And nothing's wrong with me. I got to be a man, and so it's good. That's good stuff too.
And so when we are at the Lions Club in November, so we do pink in October at the Lions Club, and then blue at the Lions Club for Movember. We allow the guys to get their blood test done right then and there. Everything's happening at one time. They come in, they line up, they fill out their form. We have the phlebotomists right there who donate their time. We pay for the lab work. They get their blood taken.
It's not the finger anymore.
No. It is not the
stick.
Well, the medical term for that is the pokey backdoor test. It's not that.
Oh, that's
so it is.
You just wanted to say that and do that.
That's the medical term. So no, it's a blood test, and the blood comes from your arm,
I'm still disturbed by that movement. Just give me a minute.
My kids don't want to be in public with me.
I don't blame them.
So it's a.
I don't want to be in public with you.
It's just a blood test, and so we want men to come get that blood test, hear the information, talk to the doctors, and once they get that blood test, then they end up with some results. And you know what happens when you get medical results? You should give them to a doctor. So then then these men end up on some doctor's radar screen.
Good.
And they aren't typically, they say most Caribbean men don't go to the doctor until they're 50.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to start getting your PSA, your prostate-specific antigen tests from the time you're 40.
Yeah.
And so we got to get these guys accustomed to getting on the radar screen of a doctor and coming out.
Right.
And they're doing it because we'll have a couple hundred guys that will turn up at the Lions Center.
Good stuff. And you know what? Generally, we women, we outnumber men generally, right? And so, but here's what I know: most women have a man, and so talk to them. Like get them, you know what I mean? Like take care, and I say that a lot too. Take care of your men. Like get them out to these things.
Right.
Make sure they're taking care of themselves as well, because
Yeah.
hey, if they're your family, they're a part of your family. They're a big kind of backbone of your family. If something happens to them, that's going to affect the whole family,
Right.
and your children. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of women that have children. Obviously, you're in relationships. Come on. Pay attention to your men as well,
Yeah,
and ensure that they're getting checked out
And
too.
every year we have men who they get their blood test, and it comes back that they have an elevated level of this prostate-specific antigen. And when they're filling out the form, that does it burn when you urinate? Yes. How long has it been feeling that way? 2 years.
And never mentioned it.
And they never went to the doctor. Why? Because they were afraid it was cancer.
Yeah.
But you know what it was? A bladder infection.
Right.
7 days of antibiotics, clear that right up. They've been suffering for 2 years.
Yeah. And sometimes if you find something out early, like early detection, then it could, not lead to anything problematic. Whereas if you leave it, it could be something that ends up being worse.
Right.
So why not?
Yeah. And these tests they're not 100% the conclusive be all end all of medical tests.
Right.
They're one indicator.
Right.
But they're valuable to doctors when the doctor gets to see them over time and compare any change that's taking place.
Right. There you go.
And that's when a doctor can say, something's going on. All of a sudden, it was this way. It went up higher than I expected. Let's check something out, and that's what early detection does. Early detection makes all the difference.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that as you get older, you have to look about your health. Because I was talking, I think last week we were talking about breast cancer. I read something on a little pamphlet that I found at one of the clinics, and I was just reading, when you should get tested, just to remind, since it was it is October, and it's at 40 as well, women should get regular mammograms. Yep. So men now should get this, this PSA test, like after 40, because when you're young, my goodness, I don't know, I have to bring you and a couple other ladies back to just talk about menopause, just talk about it, because as you get older, like I just find like when you're young, nothing is hurting, everything is amazing. You can jump over fences and brush your knees off, and me, I'm laying in bed and my toenail is hurting. Or that little piece next to my kneecap, like I don't even know what it is, and I'm just like, I know it's hurting. This is crazy. So that's telling you that your body is changing, and you need to be paying attention to it and ensuring that you're okay, so that if there is something, you catch it early, you deal with it, so that you can live your full life.
Right. And if we, as moms, I know there's a lot of us feel like, oh, I want to do it. I want to do that as soon as I do everything for everyone else, or as soon as I get free time, when everything's done, and my kitchen floor is clean and my refrigerator is spotless and I don't have any more leftovers and I'm prepared for the day, then I'll worry about those things. But you know what? We have to put those things on the list as well, and think of them as things that we do for our families. I'm getting my mammogram because I want to be around to take care of my family.
Exactly.
I'm getting my pap test because I want to make sure that I'm doing these routine screening tests so that I'm here for my family for the future.
Right.
It's not, if you can't do it for you, do it for your family, because they want to have you around.
Absolutely. Yeah. And think of it as you're being selfish if you don't do that. You're being selfish to yourself. You deserve to take care of yourself, and you're being selfish to the people that you really love. And just do that,
Right.
So before you go, because, time has flown by, we have a couple of minutes left. Anything that you want to share in terms of Breast Cancer Month that women should be kind of paying attention to?
Well, I can share sort of an optimistic message.
Okay.
So I've been at the Cancer Society for a while now, and I can tell you that even just in the decade or so that I've been there, I have been able to see a change. And there are people out there who will say, oh my gosh, we have so much cancer, we have more cancer. And that may or may not be true. We don't have a cancer registry right now that's mandatory. We don't have robust data. We have a voluntary registry, which is better than no registry.
Right.
But the information has to be, somebody has to wake up in the morning and go, I got nothing else to do today. I wish I could fill out a form for someone about the worst time in my life when I had cancer.
Right.
Most people don't wake up like that. And it's not that bad of a process. I'm exaggerating, but it isn't something that people automatically want to do. And so it takes a while to get people motivated to do that. So we have almost 600 people on the registry. We have some data, but not enough.
Okay.
But the reality is that in the amount of time that I've been there, I have seen that we have fewer stage 4 diagnoses,
Nice.
fewer stage 3.
That's
We have
excellent.
many more pre-cancerous and stage 1. And that's a credit to the whole community. That's the Lions Club who started these programs a long time ago.
Yes.
It's the Breast Cancer Foundation and the work that they're doing. It's the work that we're doing. It's the work that the Lions Club of Grand Cayman is doing. By people talking about cancer, by doctors going out into the community and doing presentations, it raises the awareness, it reduces the stigma, people know more about it, and they understand, oh, I have a wellness benefit. A lot of people don't even know that. Every day at the Cancer Society, we're talking about insurance. If I had known that working at a charity would make me an expert in a SHIC plan,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have done it, but boy, I can recite everything about a SHIC plan now.
You can probably run some insurance company at this point. Listen, I'm not going to let you get away with giving all the credit to all of these people and not realize that for 11 years you've been running your mouth about Cayman Islands Cancer Society, and you've been filled with information, and you've not turned down an opportunity to come out and talk about it, and get called names for wanting to be in people's radio studio, but you've come and you've been plugging at it, and the awareness is really what's helping everybody to say, what, let me go get myself checked out. Let me ensure that I'm okay. And so before I get to stage 3 or stage 4, so Ms. Jennifer Weber, I'm going to also say it's because of you over there at that Cancer Society.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Honestly, we are all doing everything we possibly can because it's important.
Yes.
And the more we talk about it, the more likely it is that people will be motivated to get these screening tests, and early detection saves lives.
Absolutely.
And so we've seen, there's more diagnoses, but they're earlier stages. So 10 years from now, we're not going to see those stage 4s.
Right.
And so that's a good thing. And plus, the doctors are always excited telling me about new treatments that are available, new clinical trials, new medications that are coming out, not only every few years, every month there's new things.
Yes.
We have patients that have come to us and who were in guarded condition, expected to live 3 to 6 months 4 or 5 years ago.
Nice.
It's incredible.
Nice.
And so survivorship is on the rise.
Good. And many hands make light work.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, and one more thing, actually. Quickly. At HSA at Georgetown Hospital, there's a wall that's called the Cancer Survivors Wall. Years ago, when we made that wall, we dreamed that we would ever fill up even half of that wall. We filled completely. We have too many happy, smiling faces of cancer survivors to fit on the wall.
Yay!
Go check out the wall.
It's sounds full. Like
a good problem.
#winning. Okay.
Absolutely.
Miss Jennifer Weber, thank you so much. From the Cayman Islands Cancer Society, not to be confused with the other ones that have cancer in the name, but you work very closely with them. You're all kind of partnering
absolutely.
in the community fight to ensure that we are taking care of everybody that lives in the Cayman Islands.
We're in the same army in the fight against cancer.
That's right. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It's been a lovely time.
Thanks for having us.
And we're expecting to see you back. So make sure you go fill up now. I know you're going to go home, quiet down, fill that tank, and get ready for tomorrow.
Will do.
Yes. So thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon as well. It has been your Straight Talk Drive at 5 show. This has been Wellness Wednesday. And we can't do it without you. Thank you so much for everything. And Catherine Tyson, your host. We'll talk again tomorrow. It'll be Thursday, Success 101. I'll be sharing an awesome young Caymanian that's doing great things as usual, which is what we do on Thursdays. Take care and have a great evening.
Thanks.